Day 2. So I took the nut out, and as you can see, I've started to take out the fret wire, which I'll do in short order the rest of it. But isn't that cute? Somebody put in a teeny tiny little shim in there. We're going to have to take that out. That's all right. And I am doing this the unapproved way. Well, what way is that? Well, I'm taking these frets out without heating them up first. If you wiggle them just right, it'll work out okay. So let's set that up and watch it happen. Oh, hi, Hoppy. Am I spending too much time away from you, boy? I'm sorry. That's a very sad little meow you got there, little guy. Well, it doesn't look like I was filming that at all, so we have a mostly primed piece. I don't see anything funny going on right there. Looks pretty good, except for, of course, the room is entirely filled with fumes. I'm going to come back in 10 minutes, put another coat on. We're going to wait for that to dry. Sand it with 400 or 600. I think 6 if I've got it. And then wipe that clean and get the color coat on. For those who are just joining us, I'm going to turn this black Strat, oh, it's not black anymore, is it? It's gray Strat. I'm going to turn that now Battleship Primer Gray Strat into a Wimbledon White Stratocaster. Isn't that lovely looking, the original Ford color? The reason why this looks a little tannish, but I think you can kind of see that it's a bit more just like a yellowed white or an eggshell. And I think that is going to be smashing on this little guy right there. Anyway, back to it in a minute. Hi, ho chums. Well, so I forgot to take the camera with me, and I think that I didn't cover certain things because the camera was kind of off a lot of the time that we were out in the garage in the first place. So I came up with an idea. You may have noticed I have a few guitars here. And for the people who say you can't play them all at once, I came up with an idea. Well, what's the use of having more than one? You can't play them all at once. Why do you have more than one CD, record player, car? You can't drive more than one at a time. Why do you have one or more than one plate or one piece of clothing? It's a stupid argument. People need to stop making that. I have multiple guitars because they all sound, feel, they all hit in different ways. Just like clothing. Maybe one day I want to wear a black shirt. Maybe one day I want to wear a gray shirt or a colorful blue or pink shirt. Same deal with guitars. Maybe one of these days I want to play a 7-string. Well, I got one of those in the works. I used to have one. I will have one again. Maybe I want to play Alnico 4 magnets. Maybe I think this song calls for something different. Strats tones. Strats tones? Strat tones? It's the same type of stuff. Man, nobody always wants to only listen to one kind of music. Same type of deal with that. Maybe one day you want to listen to your Hendrix. Maybe one day you don't. Maybe one day it's, Ry Cooder. Maybe on the other hand, you want to listen to Chuck Schuldiner and have yourself a deathy good time. That's why. And that's why it's a dumb argument. So at any rate, so I just primed second coat. We're only going to do 2 coats of primer, 2 or 3 coats of color. Essentially, I'm going to use that can on there. It's coming out mostly even. Just like I mentioned to you, I forgot to bring the camera with me. Sorry about that. Oh, and went back to this. All that was just driving me nuts. So that's enough of a personal update and interjection into this here video. But I thought that I might go ahead and say that here's what we've got so far, and yep, sorry I forgot a few things. It is what it is. But I think it's the end result that really works and matters here, and it's the journey. I can at least describe it, tell you if I make any kind of discoveries. I did make one, the particular primer that I was using. If you're doing the Brad Angrove speed close up with it tends to pool. Don't do that. Keep it out. Go quickly. Brad Angrove that way instead of 6 inches. Go about 8. And just move. Does work pretty well. But yeah, so we got about 25 minutes to go, and I can sand it back. And once I think of sanding it back with 400, I did find some. Lucky me. And I think I've got some 600 out there if I can fight all the spiders. Going on with the story, I did also find my respirator, and I did wear it, even though I didn't plan on it. Just doing this is not that effective. Let's see. Anything else interesting happen out there? Not really.
Yes, people, I sound like Bane, but very lightweight. I don't look like him. I look kind of like somebody who's mining dangerous chemicals. All right, fellas. As they say in the ballroom blitz, let's go! Hello, it's me, either Bane or Deckard Cain. So here's where we're at. I was dumb and forgot to bring a caul out here for the neck. But on the flat part back there, and yes, I still have to repair that part of the neck, I've gone ahead and I've drilled out for the new inlay. And I've discovered my 6mm hole punch there, which I need to drill out some more rosewood, because that's what they were using back then. Still Indian rosewood, but still, to not fill that hole, but these two holes, because these were off center, that is on center. So these two need to be filled and then re-drilled. And then I get to drill out the rest of these with some cauls. And I figured out a name. It's not a Squire, it's the so done. So I like to leave it with a dusting like that, because quite frankly, and that looks pretty okay. So I like to leave it with a dusting like I was saying before, because that gives it a certain sheen. You can see that there. It isn't a perfect representation of one-to-one of what I'm seeing. There's more reflectivity in it, but look at that. It's just this nice glistening thing of the paint kind of laying on top of itself. It's a very smooth look. To be honest, it's a little more gray than I was expecting. Now, hey chaps, so the blue of that light really doesn't show what I'm seeing now with the headlight F. This is the kind of white that I wanted. It just looked hella gray. You still really can't see it, can you? It just looked hella gray. Here it is. That's it. A kind of a yellowed white. It's perfect. Like I said, though, it looked hella gray and with the added blue light of my headlamp. All I can say then is, yeehaw.